Boom. US Minuteman here. I want to make a quick video of my first handgun, my 1911, my Remington R1 1911. Very basic 1911, and we'll go into that. So mag out. It is empty, so safety checked. Doesn't have a decocker, so I have to decock it. Well, I don't have to, I suppose, but alright, so you know, typical 1911, for any of you who know what a 1911 is, it's a very standard GI model, I guess is what it's typically called. By Remington, they're relatively new into the pistol world with this 1911. You know, typically Remington's all about, you know, rifles and shotguns, into the hunting sports and ammunition as well. But this was their entry into the pistols. They have other versions of the R1 now. They have like an elite version or an enhanced version. I think they have a 100-year anniversary version that when 2011 hit, I think they ended up making a 100-year version. I don't know if it was in 2011, but they made some sort of Sentinel or anniversary edition. So they have a couple of these, but they're all 1911s. So typical 1911, full metal. This one's a bluey finish, little you know, hardwood checkered grips. You know, nothing special. I'll probably get something better, you know, a little bit more my style later. You know, hopefully find some good maybe redwood grips or something. So typically, this 1911s are well known for a 45 ACP. Nowadays they make them that fire. Some will fire 9 millimeters. I believe I've seen one that will shoot a 40 as well now, and I believe I've also seen one that would shoot a 38 or 38, or maybe it was a 380. I don't remember, but I think it was a specific custom design. But don't take my quote on it. But you can now get them in several different calibers. Not necessarily this Remington one, but 1911s in general. It's a good gun. It's definitely my favorite to shoot because it's so easy to shoot. It's the sight radius on this thing. It's really long. I have not measured it, but compared to my other pistols, it is great. I can, you know, nail bullseyes with this thing, especially after I've been practicing for a little bit. It's definitely fun to shoot. Traditional 3-dot sights. It's a hammer. It's got a safety, a thumb safety, like every other 1911. You know, not a very big one, so you know it's a small one. You have to catch it. You know, a lot of them have extended levers now that are easy to catch. Easy to catch. And also got the grip safety. So have to have a good purchase on the handgun for it to fire, because if it doesn't, then you can fire it. But I don't want to. Oh, safety's on. Don't want to dry fire this one. I don't know if you can or not, but or if you're supposed to or not on these, but I know revolvers you're not supposed to. Now, typically, unlike the M&P 9 that I reviewed not long ago, there is a little bit of a different procedure to take this down. You know, you lock it back like every other one with a little lever, but before you do that, this front silver metal piece, I don't even know what it's called, needs to be rotated before you can take the slide off. That's what this is for. This comes in with the gun in its packaging. I'm not going to show you all the other goodies because it's all the same. This is pretty much the only difference with this 1911. And I know some 1911s don't even have these. They have a different thing on the front. Basically, you put it on here because it just matches in there. Press back and you rotate. And then you can get that part out. And then you can rotate it the other way, I believe. Whoops. Alright, so as you rotate it, you rotate it one way to unlock it, and then you have to rotate it kind of the other way to bring it out, like that. So it's like that. You get it in, you rotate it that way. You can rotate it this way. I think you could just go rotate it this way actually, but you have to rotate it one particular way, otherwise it won't come out because it's got a little notch right there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the only way it'll come in and out. And then you take that out, then you take the slide off, take the barrel out. Typical, which, maybe I'll probably do a video on how to disassemble my current firearms all in one video. And, maybe instructions on how to clean them and lube them up. But, other than that, typical, but for any other semi-auto firearm. My tool here. All right. And it's still empty. So yeah, definitely a different animal because it's a lot more accurate. The trigger, I'll dry fire it once. Trigger, very crisp, breaks like glass. It's like amazing. And this is a very simple 1911, simple GI model, very basic. I can only imagine when a more enhanced 1911 and they get a trigger job done or something. I can only imagine what that feels like. I don't know the pounds for 1911. I heard it was supposed to be like 5 typically. Yeah, so I mean, as far as what I can say about this firearm, it's really fun to shoot. I would not carry it because it's very long. Maybe in winter, I'd consider carrying it because I know I could feel more comfortable shooting this. And recoil is not that bad for a 45. It's not bad. It's definitely something that I would I'm not afraid of. I can shoot it. I can shoot it all day long, and I don't mind. And I think a combination of that is the fact that this bottom half is all steel. Not polymer, so it's not super light, so recoil is going to be a lot more manageable with a heavier gun. So it's not quite as snappy. This particular gun is not ambidextrous. Safety is only on the right side. Mag release also only on the right side. Takedown lever only on the right side as well. Or I guess all these are on the left side for right-handed shooters, I should say, not left. Comes with standard comes with two 7-round magazines, typical for most 1911s. They carry 7 or a combination of 8. I've even seen one do a 10, but I believe that was a 9mm version. But definitely like the Remington. If you want a basic model that's relatively cheap, I got this one for, I want to say, $750 retail when I got it over a year ago, about a year and a half ago now. When I got this, um, before all the gun crises and all that stuff. But I don't think 1911s were impacted so much. But yeah, so if you want a very basic 1911 for pretty cheap, I definitely recommend the Remington. It's very nice. I can shoot it all day. I haven't had too many. I think I've jammed once out of like 500 rounds, but I think I was also shooting bad ammunition. I know for a fact I was. I bought the cheapest stuff I could, all lead rounds. None of them were cop coated. I think it was a mixed uh, hand loaded. I don't know if it was hand loaded or not, but it was horrible. Like they were all just thrown into a bag. But I have never had a problem with any Federal or Winchester or anything like that, or PMC. So definitely a good gun. I definitely recommend it. At some point, I don't know if I'll get rid of it. Probably when I decide to upgrade and get a better 1911. Either I debate on whether I want to get a Kimber or not, because that's the next. Oh, I would say the next level up. Or maybe get an enhanced Remington. You know, a little bit nicer. You know, or do I save and go for something a little bit better, STI, which is not much more than Kimber's? Or do I save up even more for what is it, Ed Bear or a Wilson Combat? I would love a Wilson Combat. They're really expensive though. $3,000, I think, is the lowest 1911 I found there, I believe, or maybe it was 2, but expensive guns. But I do hear a lot of positive things about them. But so in general, 1911s, love them. Love the Remington. It's a good gun. Definitely recommend it if you're looking for a 1911 on a budget, so to speak. But it's a good solid gun and hasn't had any problems so far. So got to get a lot more rounds through it before I can get a proper review. I guess they say, people say thousands and thousands of rounds, but that'll happen at some point. So 1911 Remington, go out and get one.